It is not an illusion, the subterfuge you see before your eyes.
We're back.
We are.
And isn't it lovely to be back, Kat
It
Dealey?
is lovely.
We've missed you. Have you missed us, everybody?
Yes.
No, that was
That
the least convincing yes.
Absolutely. I'm going back up on the roof. I don't know about you.
We had so much fun. That promo that was up on the roof.
Wasn't it fun?
We had to be cherry picked up there.
And it took 7 minutes for each person to go up and 7 minutes to come down. It was hot, it was windy, there was no water, and I desperately needed a pee.
You did, yes. We had to halt the proceedings for Dealey to go back down in the cherry picker. There was hard helmets and there were harnesses, weren't there?
There were. And that was just when we went home.
So it's lovely to be back. Have you had a lovely summer? You look very gorgeous and tanned.
I had a really nice time, just hung out with the family. We went on holiday for a bit and then we're like, we're all having such a nice time. Shall we stay a bit longer?
There.
So we did. How was yours?
It was great.
Boys back. Annie must be so happy.
Sam came home from travelling, which was very, very emotional. There you can see that was us. That was the first day he was back and we went for a walk through the park and then we went to the pub.
I bet she hasn't let them go like that, has she?
And every now and again I walk past and she's just gazing at him. He's been away for 7.5 months, off to university next week, back to school for lots of people today as well, back to school for us.
But mine are a little bit wobbly, actually, this morning. Yeah, they're a little bit wobbly, so I've said, listen, it's Mum's first day back as well, so you've got to, let's play it by ear. I'll send you good vibes, you send me good vibes.
And they've sent you good vibes as well. And I've had a very fertile chin experience this summer.
I like the beard. Who's in favour? All in favour, say aye.
Aye. Hold on.
Me
There's a very grumpy Giles over there who's not having it. Are you...
I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure. It does tend to be people of a certain age,
It is. You young people, every male I now meet has got a beard. Every young man has got a beard. And how nice that yours is pleasantly grizzled.
It is grizzling. You're absolutely right. My mum is not convinced by it.
No.
She's decided it makes me look old and that makes her feel old, so she wants me to cut it off.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a campaign to keep the beard. I like it.
And I'll lead the campaign for you to lose it.
Fine.
And let's see how long it lasts.
Well, that's the point. So what we're going to do, we're going to run a poll, aren't we?
Yeah, let's do it. I think we should. It's on our app today. What do you think? Should Ben keep the beard or should he take it off? Let us know.
Yeah, there you go. There's me. Giles, you prefer that look, don't you? There's me clean shaven.
Absolutely.
With a visible chin.
Visible chin, boyish, ready for action.
Strong jawline.
I like the caveman. Give me an axe, I'll chop wood, I'll make a fire,
You've thought about this more than I have.
Clearly.
And whatever you decide on the app, whatever the poll says we will do, maybe we can shave it off live if that's what you decide, or we keep it if you're all for it.
Keep it.
So do get involved in that. Also, talking the summer, our phone in today. I was thinking.
I love where his brain went. We've been joined by Alice Beer, who's been investigating why the Advertising Standards Agency woke up Monday morning to find their inbox full of complaints from Oasis fans.
What she's discovered reaches far further than the cost of concert tickets, though, and affects much of what we buy online without us even realising.
She's here now to explain more and help you fight back. Come on, Alice.
Absolutely.
We can do it.
Stamp it out. I mean, this is a massive reaction to the experience of many Oasis fans, wasn't it? And quite rightly so. They entered a shop, being the computer queue room, thinking they were going to pay one price for something, and then suddenly they get in the shop and they have a certain amount of time and they are told it costs an entirely different amount. So £135 tickets were £355 tickets. If you're buying in Ireland, the 86 euros 50 suddenly went up to 415.50 euros. It was a huge hike. And then the icing on the cake was rebranding them platinum tickets, which gave you the impression you were going to have a little drink with Liam and Noel beforehand. That's what I would expect. There was no other value apart from the name platinum.
And they were the tickets that, because Sonia talked us through this, didn't she, on Monday.
Platinum just meant you've been upsold.
They were the tickets that are popular, so they're just going to be more expensive.
Absolutely. So there was no other values. So really, there was no warning. And in fact, fans were led to believe beforehand, and we were talking about it on Friday, about how to get tickets. We thought Oasis had our backs as fans. They had this ballot, this pre-sale ballot, which enabled everyone to enter the sale room fairly. Everyone had an equal chance. That was a really good thing. And then they were very vocal about the fact that there was going to be no secondary selling of tickets allowed. So this was all very protective for fans. And then suddenly this happens. And everyone was sort of taken aback by it, which is why suddenly the ASA, the Advertising Standards Authority, had 400 50 complaints by the end of yesterday. The Culture Minister said surge pricing is going to be included in a review that they've got coming up on secondary ticket sales. Then you've got the Education Secretary saying, well, I'm in on this too. Let's stop airlines charging more in school holidays. And then last night we had the Prime Minister saying, we're going to get a grip on this. We're going to make sure tickets are sold at prices that people can afford. So this is dynamic or surge pricing.
Are they the same thing, though?
What
No,
is it?
they're not the same thing. OK, so surge pricing is what happens when you're waiting for an Uber in the rain. You're about to book an Uber. It starts raining. It's rush hour. And you suddenly look at your phone. You see a price and, whoa, it's gone up. OK, that's a surge. What the airlines do is dynamic because it goes down as well as up. If you book way in advance, it's lower than the sort of average price. If you book last minute, it's higher than the average price. So, and it actually started with the airlines in the 80s, where retailers started using AI to adjust prices on a daily, a monthly, a weekly, an hourly basis, according to demand, according to the time of day, according to expiry date, which is important, according to the weather. So this is what started happening. And really, consumer law hasn't actually caught up with the sophistication of what's happening now in our shops. So dynamic pricing, surge pricing is not illegal, so long as the prices are... There's no limit to how much they can go up, so long as you make it very clear what's going to happen. Consumers have enough time to make a judgment call. I would question that on the Ticketmaster example, so long as it's all transparent. Now, I'm not sure in this last example, this last weekend, that it was totally transparent because people didn't know what was going to happen.
And they felt panicked when they got to the front of the queue as well. That was the other thing.
Well, you've sat in that queue for hours and hours and hours. My friend, she was on for 8 hours, and then it crashed as she got there. But sat for hours and hours and hours, and suddenly you're confronted with a price that is 3 times higher than you thought it was going to be. You'd go, I've just got to get it. I've just got to get these tickets.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people with remorse out there, buyer's remorse. I'm sure they'll be able to resell their tickets through through the correct channels, because you're allowed to resell at the price you bought it for, plus selling fees. So they will be able to resell those tickets if they have to. There'll be the demand. Undoubtedly, it makes the retailers more money. Ticketmaster are going to make more money. They're going to make 10% on a sale. Of course, they made more money over the weekend than they would have done if they kept them at the same prices. But it is a good economic practice, largely. If you think about a surge pricing with Ubers, so the prices go up in the rain. Not only we have to pay more, but it also pulls drivers...